Dead or Alive 4 for Xbox 360. The graphics are excellent and the setting has many realistic aspects. The overall processing power of the game is smooth and clean, and the game appears to be very natural due to the superb physics engine and the plan of environment plane. The AI knows how to interpret commands the player enters, making the game challenging to the player without seeming robotic. In addition to this, the AI will not counter every command you enter in, as there are different level difficulties adjusted accordingly to create fair gameplay. In Dead or Alive, all the characters have a sub-story that, in the end, links all the stories together to form the main idea of the game. These personal storylines are intertwined during gameplay using in-game graphics. When you complete a sub-story, a video is shown to add more depth to the game by developing the main characters and immersing the player into the game. Narration in Dead or Alive is minimal due to the multiple character interaction that develops the plot. The lack of narration is also intended for the player to put the pieces of the story together to create the main idea or theme of the game. Conflict of the story revolves around a narrative plot where the player has no interaction with the storyline. The framework has been laid out and the conflict is narrative, meaning that it does not interact with any gameplay. As observed, this gameplay is classified as performative. The narration is provided with no interactions, causing the player to observe more of a movie-like sequence than an actual plot twist and conclusion. The controls for Dead or Alive are very well coordinated. Lag times after inputs are quick, transforming the game into a fast-paced fighter. With lag times being reduced, it makes the game's countering system fair to the point where it requires more skill than it does button mashing. Each character is unique based on their own characteristics and their fighting style, such as power, speed, and several combinations of different moves. This system is compared to horses on a racetrack, where horses with a high ratio have a better chance of winning. It can be played for an unlimited amount of time since it is a pick-up-and-play fighter. The game directs solely to people who are a fan of fighters, more specifically 3D fighters. Also, due to the long-running series of the game, the audience is generally familiar with all the commands and controls. Dead or Alive immerses players by dazzling them with its various environmental conditions, also to interact with the player. During story mode, the fighter gets progressively harder to overcome. By giving the player the option to continue after the player has lost, the game develops the player to try different strategies and learn through his or her mistakes. Tournaments spread throughout the world reflects the success of the game, holding cash prizes from anywhere to a few $100s to several thousands. The real-life outcomes through a simulated fighting game causes the player to be much more immersed in the realm of the game. Dead or Alive appeals to new players to fighters or even gets technical and challenging for experts. The simple controls and impressive graphics and physics appeal to any new players. There is no need to learn the combination for moves because the flow of the controls is very smooth and well put together. Highly competitive tournaments and online interactions causes the game to be a social, casual game, or an intense money match. Dead or Alive 4 offers a wide variety of game styles and pushes the barrier for next-generation fighters.